Continuing coverage now on the history-making indictment of former President Donald Trump, who will soon head from his apartment at Trump Tower to the New York State Supreme Court, where he'll be arrested, processed, and arraigned on criminal charges stemming from a grand jury indictment. ABC's Morgan Norwood has these developments now.
Donald Trump expected to surrender to authorities at New York State Supreme Court, where he'll be arrested, processed, and arraigned on criminal charges. The former president stepping off his plane in New York last night and heading straight to Trump Tower. Sources tell ABC News the grand jury's indictment has Trump facing around 24 counts, including felonies related to the alleged $130,000 hush money payment made to adult film star Stormy Daniels just before the 2016 election. In 2018, Trump's former attorney, Michael Cohen, was sentenced to 3 years in federal prison after pleading guilty to a number of financial crimes, among them campaign finance charges related to the payment.
Did you know about the $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels?
Trump initially denied involvement, but both Trump's former and current attorney admit that he did in fact know about the payment, but claimed there was nothing improper about it. Trump has repeatedly denied having an affair with Daniels. When officers and the Secret Service escort Trump inside the courtroom, we won't see very much of him. He'll go in through a side door under heavy guard, take a special elevator up to the 15th floor courthouse to go before a judge. That judge declining to allow TV cameras inside, but did allow a few still photographers to take pictures of Trump in the courtroom before the unprecedented arraignment of a former president.
I think there will be a typical processing, which does not take long, 20, 30 minutes. There won't be handcuffs, but yeah, he'll be processed the way anyone else would be, to a degree, again, with Secret Service involvement.
Trump has been lashing out at District Attorney Alvin Bragg and at Judge Juan Merchan, who Trump accuses of hating him. In fact, the judge is the same one who presided over the tax fraud trial of the Trump Organization last year that ended in a conviction on all counts. The former president is planning to speak tonight in Mar-a-Lago after his arraignment. It's unclear whether the judge will issue a gag order in this case. And DA Alvin Bragg will speak for the first time about this case following today's arraignment. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.